All right, so I'm going to be using the Waffle Flower grip mat today and the Waffle Flower stencil extender. This is just easier for me to use when I'm using stencils. And all of the stencils that I'm using are layering stencils, of course, but they also have coordinating dies, and they're all from the Ton Stamps. I find layering stencils are so stinking cool, and you can make so many cards in a very limited amount of time, which you know I'm all about simplifying. I'm a lazy crafter, so this is just amazing. So this particular one has 3 to 4 stencil layers. It's all, the Ton actually etches the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the stencil, which is nice in case you get them out of order as you're cleaning them off or whatever. And she also adds different, like she has her own ink line. I'm using all Catherine Puller inks, but her stencils also have etched like what is recommended, like what colors, whether you're using a mid-tone or a light color or whatever, all that's etched on her little stencils, which is cool. I haven't seen that. So anyway, I'm just going in and I just chose different colors of ink. You can see, let me talk to you about this grip mat. So the grip mat is actually very sticky, so it's stuck to my surface that I'm working on. Then I put my paper down in that little rectangle opening, so it keeps my stencil, I'm sorry, not my stencil, keeps my cardstock in place. And then I have my stencil. Now with a stencil, you can tape it down or whatever, but I'm just holding it in place, but that's a little risky. Sometimes I mess up. But we'll do a couple of different ways when we're ink blending. So anyway, we're just ink blending all these different colors, right? And look at this. When you lift it up high, that is stinking gorgeous and made in less than a minute. So to clean my stencils, I just rinse them off with water. It comes right off the ink, the Catherine Puller inks. If you're using archival ink, I wouldn't recommend it because that will stain your stencil. All right, so here I'm just using a little heavy magnet or whatever I had on my desk in place. You can hold it with your hand, add some tape, whatever, but everything's still the same. I've got my grip mat, my cardstock, and then my stencil. And I'm just choosing fun colors that work together. I always have a color wheel. I have this little pin board thing. What do you call those boards where you can, you know, push pin stuff in it, whatever. Pin board is what I'm calling it. And I have my color wheel right in front of me, so I can always tell what colors go together just by glancing up at my color wheel. Now, this second stencil actually has the leaves in it, and lining up these stencils are very, very easy. If you have eyeballs, you can line up your stencil because it just, once you line it up, it just looks like it goes there. It's just meant to be. So here I am using some green, obviously, for my leaves. You could use blue, you could use purple, you could use whatever freaking color you want. It's your card. Go at it. All right, so this next level has actually the leaf stencil and the flower stencil. So this is pretty cool. So at this point, I'm getting these little finger dauber blending tools just so I don't go over the flower when I hit my leaves, these little things right here. Use whatever you have for your blending brushes. Heck, at this point, you can grab your Q-tips if you don't have anything really fine tipped right that for blending. And then I'll just go in with an orange. So we've got a yellow, then we've got an orange, and I'm just doing some blending. I have all different kinds of blending tools. My most favorite, honestly, are the cheap ones from Amazon. I'll link them in the supply list. All my supplies will be linked below in the description for you. And here's this finishing layer here, and I decided to go out with a bang because I'm going to use red. And you can see how I'm just lining up the stencil. I'm moving it around. I kept this in real time, moving it around, and when it looks like it's lined up, see, it's just perfect. It's perfect. This is lining up stencils for dummies. All right, so I'm going in with my cranberry fizz, and I'm going to go in. This is going to look like a hot mess when you blend over your stencils, but that's okay. It's super cool, easy to ink blend. You can mass produce all these babies at one time. This last stencil also has a little bit of the outline on the leaves, so I'm going in there. Again, use a Q-tip if you don't have a little fine dauber like this. And then check this out. Hi, you're so pretty. Wait till I show you how I turn this into a card. If you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Skillshare, and hang with me because I've got a month for free for you. I use Skillshare for everything. You can use it for cooking, marketing, graphic design, photography. I went in looking to build my Canva profiling and how to create my branding for Canva because I use Canva for all of my graphics, for all of my reels, for all of my stories and social media. So I went to Maggie's class, took it, learned everything I could, and then I went into my personal Canva account and created my own branding, my own color story, my own font. So when I go to create social media content, all my branding is in one place. So listen, the first 1,000 people to click the link below can try out Skillshare for a month and you'll see what I'm talking about, why all the rave. So click the link below, grab it for a month, and you'll see what I mean. Gosh. All right, so this time I'm not going to use the Stencil extender. I had a bigger piece of paper, whatever. You can use these grip mats or not. I typically don't buy new things, but when I saw the grip mats and the Stencil extender, I did go ahead and buy it, and I do like it. Keeps everything firm in place. So this is the last stencil I'm going to be ink blending through. You've seen me do it before, so I went ahead and sped this up. Clearly, I do not work this fast, if only. So if you get stencils that don't have it etched in there, the numbers like the ton does, you can just, you know, write in the corner, which I do for my other layering stencils that don't come pre-labeled. I just write with a Sharpie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I don't mess up my layering. So anyway, super easy, not a big deal. So I've gone ahead. This is the final layering. You can see how easy it is to line up. You just kind of push the stencil around until it looks right. It's really, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but that's all I do. And then I'll go ahead and ink blend the final color. Ooh, I'm using this deep blue. I thought I was going to mess it up, but I didn't. It is so pretty. Wait till you see. Check this out. Hi, you're pretty. Look at those different colors. Now, all of these layering stencils have coordinating dies to come with them, which I think is brilliant. I remember when layering dies first came out, layering stencils first came out, they didn't have dies. So there's only so much you can do with them, but with dies, you can really do a lot, right? So go ahead and tape your die down. I have the Gemini Junior die cutting machine, which has that magnetic plate, but I still tape my dies down. Okay, there's no way around it. If I don't do it because I'm lazy, it messes up, and I mess up all the ink blending that I just did because it shifts during the machine. So go ahead, just take a couple seconds and tape it down, right? A tip with tape is go ahead and stick it on your skin a bunch of times to remove the stickiness. That will help you if you're using tape that tears your paper. Just press it on your skin a bunch of times to remove some of the stickiness. Lining up these dies is super easy. It's a no-brainer. Here's the one. Ooh, this card. I'm so excited about this card, and you haven't even seen it. And you guys, I've done all the work. The work is right here. The work is in the ink blending, and then, of course, die cutting. And then wait till you see this card. I keep talking about this card, and I haven't even shown it yet. So I went ahead and did it off screen. I just ran it through my Gemini Junior. It's a electric machine that's plugged in, so I don't bring it to my desk. I take my stuff to it. And it's just a button, you push it, and it goes right through. So peeling off the die cuts is just easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. Check out all these beautiful flowers made in no time at all with layering stencils and dies. Hi, can't get any easier than that. So this card, look at it. It's so beautiful. So all I did is take a look at my color wheel, and blue sits across from the orange and the reds on the color wheel, so I knew it would go good together. So I chose that navy blue background, and it's just completely striking. I popped up that ink blended stencil die cut with some foam dimensional tape and added a sentiment strip that came out of my magic mug, and that card is beautiful, and it is stunning, stunning, effortless. Layering stencils, people. But there are other ways to use layering stencils, and I will have an upcoming video on that with different ways to use layering stencils aside from ink blending, so be sure to check that out. I also have a video already up on my channel on how to create your own color wheel, which I think is an important thing to have for, you know, just simply one of the reasons I just used. I glanced up, I saw blue was across from orange and red and used a blue background for my card base, and I think it turned out beautifully. So I've got a video right now. You can link to it. Click the box, click the link, click the picture, click whatever, and you can see how to make your own color wheel. And yeah, so I had a really good time, but again, stay tuned. I'm going to have a future video all about other ways to use layering stencils besides ink blending. That will be coming out soon. So be sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again next time.